times in his rhymes, cause his memories. We running through New York, so you never leave. Strap my lungs, then we puffin' through with that right. But giving them some stories, they come back like manic this, manic that, why you crawling to me? The hell we gonna...
Okay guys, welcome back to the channel. So today I'm going to be doing a mini again. It's got a little problem, nothing too major. Since I've got the car and I took the car apart, I realised, as you guys will probably see here, the horn connections, they have been rewired due to not working properly, I believe. And as you see here, the horn is all damaged, so I'm going to go ahead and just replace it. It's only this one and only this side. I mean, this is a common problem. Usually I get water inside them. Someone's tried to plug it up but hasn't done the best job. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to stick wires in there, crimp it together because it's already ready to crimp wires in there. And then what we're going to go ahead and do is just plug the new horns up, which goes right here. And I'm going to replace this one as well, just to be on the safe side for a better one, because we don't know when they were changed, so we're better to just change them. Be on the safe side. You see this one's already got the plug connector, so we don't really have to change that one, but I'm just going to change them both anyway. So let's get the horns out. So as you'll see here guys, this is the horn and it's quite badly damaged and it needs a new one fitted. Now these are the wires for the horn. Now what we could just do is follow them. I have got new connectors to go straight on. So as you'll see here guys, I've got new parts from a spares company, which are right here, same color wires as well to be exact. The other wire in. Now as you'll see, I'm just going to unplug this like that, then the new ones just go in like that usually, but this one's quite rusty, but I'm pretty sure it works. So we're just going to plug that in like that and then just bolt it back up. So I need to just bolt that one back up. So you see here, that's the bolt for the horn. You just want to make sure it's level, sitting in the frame, and then that's it guys. That's that horn on and in place. So now let's move over to the other one where we need to wire it. So what we do is take a look at the wiring here. So it won't be this one because this is for that side, so we need the other side. So now what we need to do is get the other horn, which is this one right here. And I did buy this from a Mini Breakers, so you never know. So we're just going to go over to the other side now, which is right here. And as you'll see there, that's the wiring connector. And we've got right here, which is right here, this is the wiring connector for it. So we need to now cut these cables off and try and crimp them into here somehow. We'll just crimp that in anyway and just make sure it works. So we'll go into that one. So we'll just see what color this is. So it'll be this color. So let's cut this wire off. So as you see here guys, I'm now cut the wire. So we're just going to insert that into here, which is right there. Then we're going to press the tab down to crimp it into place, which is just like that, which is now the first one in. So that's done. So now what we're going to do is with the second one, which is the brown wire, we're just going to follow the route of this path, which is right here. See what one that's in, and just stick this one in as well into here to crimp it down. Now what we're going to do, now that's all reconnected, is we're just going to plug the horn in, the new horn, and we're just going to test it. So as you'll see here, that's the connector for the outside, we don't want that. This is the connector, which is now up and in. So now we're just going to test the horns. So let's go to the car, and as you see, they're both working. So now we know they're both working. What we're going to do is just plug them back up. You see I've crimped the wires down so they hold in place. And now what we're going to go and do is just put that like that, put the bolt in, and bolt it back up like that. So now what you end up having is the connection for the horns, which are now reconnected, and they'll be stayed out the way. We'll put them out the way. Just make sure all the crimps are holding them, which they should be, which they are. So we'll just crimp that down again like that to make sure all the wires are going to be safely tucked in, because you don't want to be driving and they come out. So there we go, that's the horn done. So now all we've got to do is put the bumper back on. And guys, as you just see, it wasn't a hard job. Now if you have got your wires separated, you just have to match up the wires in the loom and just plug them back up. And if you buy it with the connectors, you can tell which color goes where, and it works. As you've just seen, I've just reconnected it, now there's a new plug on it and not some funky thing where someone's replaced it. The tramp that owned this car didn't look after it, and probably the tramps beforehand didn't look after it either, because as I said, someone had wired it onto the horn instead of just buying new horns for 20 quid. They decided to go the cheap way and do it like this. Well, there you go guys, this is why cars end up coming into my hands and I make them proper, and this is why they're well looked after. So now it's got proper horns. So now what we'll go ahead and do is replace the bumper. So guys, while replacing all the bumper, when I started taking this car apart, I noticed that all these clips were missing. Now it's just, well, I don't have to pull it as normal or just trampy people. Again, they cannot be bothered to even replace the simplest of clips, which only cost £3. These are very cheap to buy, and obviously you guys know me, I like my cars perfect. This is the whole reason why I've done everything I have done. We still ain't finished. As I said to you guys, we've done all this to the car. We're going to be doing silicone coolant hoses as well. There's a lot still to come on this car that I want to do to get it completely ready, but I'm very pleased with the outcome of it. As I said, the supercharger was serviced. The oil didn't even need changing, it's like it had already been serviced. So I did top it back up anyway with the new oil, so that was done. We've done the 90% pulley, we did all the pulleys, including the crankshaft pulley. We've done the water pump, thermostat, everything that was down. They needed replacing the crankshaft sensor seal. Everything has been done, everything on this car. There's not one thing this car hasn't had done, and I'm still, you know, putting money into it, and I believe it's going to be a really good car once sorted. Like I said, I'm planning to keep this car because it's a good car for the channel, especially modification wise. So I want to keep it and just keep going with it and keep going with it. You guys know the money isn't an issue when it comes to running these cars, so you guys help me a lot to maintain and to look after these. So realistically, it helps just to keep going with this car, and there's a lot you can possibly do with it. I'm looking to upgrade a load of other things like JCW injectors. We're looking to do a lot of things on this car to get it what it is, and obviously it will be a good car once I finish. So we're just going to carry on and keep going with this car and see where it takes us in the end. So as you'll see guys, the bumper's back on. So now what I'm going to zip these bolts up, which just hold the bumper in place, which we're just going to do. Which now the bumper's in place. So now what we're going to do is zip up the other bolts, which go on the bumper here. Just want to pull that out, line it up and start turning it in. Now again, these bolts right here I had to remake because they were missing when I got the car. So I remade all the bolts for this car and did everything that was needed for it. As you see, that one's on. So now what we need to do is do that one. And as you'll see, I'm just using T30 bolts, which I believe are easier to grab and also to hold on, with just a washer to lock them up, which isn't hard to put on at all. And I believe it's actually better, it holds the bumper more secure. Every bolt was destroyed on this car when I got it, and I mean every single bolt. So as you see there guys, that one's locked in. As I say, the bumper's quite easy to do anyway. The bumper doesn't take much maintenance, but what we're going to go ahead and do is I'm going to put all the clips in the bumper, realign it properly, because I want it all to go in the way it was from factory. That's why I bought all the clips, to clip it all back in to make it proper, because we have no need now to be removing it. And as you see there, that pulls the bumper in. So we're just going to do the other one now, which is just down here. We'll pull them in, and the same for that one right here. So now that's the bumper. As you see, they're fully secure on. So now we're going to move to the other side and do the other side, guys. Okay guys, so as you can see there, this is the car now done and finally finished. Bumper's back on, all the clips are intact. As I said guys, I'm very happy with the outcome of this car. We finally sorted it, so that's now all done. I know it wasn't much of a video guys, I just want to show you that obviously the horns were knackered, which now we've repaired. We've left them on the same wiring. We've addressed the issue. We've made the cables longer, so now they've got more. Now when you're going to take the bumper off and pull them, they shouldn't break the horns, because that was the original cause of it in the first place, and they won't rust because now they want to plug. But this is the main point guys, a lot of people are very cheap here. They try and fix things very cheaply, and you cannot fix these cars cheaply. These are BMW, and fixing them cheap is what leads them to catastrophic failure. They need to have their full service the same as a BMW. They need to be addressed. These cars are not good cars unless you overhaul them. Same for as BMW. I've now addressed all the common issues. Otherwise that would have been an MOT failure, the horn not working, and we replaced that one, so now we've got them both fully working. And that's it, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you haven't subscribed already, please go ahead and subscribe. If you're new to the channel, for the mini section, there's a lot more videos still to come on this car, so please go ahead and subscribe, and please go and watch the rest of the R53 section. This is the BMW and Mini Doctor here. Thank you very much, and goodbye.